Yeah, motherfucker, all that in the bag of chips. God damn. Turn this clown ass shit down. Hey, let me bust a rap real quick. Yo, I kick in the dough. I tell these bitches to get on the flow. Get on the flow. Open your mouth. You know, it's without a doubt. Bitch, get your ass on. Your pussy steak like a fishbone. Hey, what's going on? What is going on? I thought I hit y'all. Let me turn this clown ass shit down. Man, what is going on? What is going on? Man. We are back yet again. Another motherfucking day. Another 10 cents, because you know, only Caucasians get dollars. We don't get dollars. Anyway, man, this is the No I Don't Know podcast, in case if you ain't ever listened to this shit before. If you have, go back and listen to the other ones. I don't give a fuck. It's the internet. Listen to one if you want to listen to it. That shit don't bother me. Anyway, man. A lot of shit been going on. A lot of shit to talk about. I just want to get into it. I ain't going to be on here too long. I always be saying that clown ass shit, then I'll be on here forever. But anyway, I ain't going to be on too long. But, you know, I'll say this. This is what I will talk about today. Man, as you can see, I got in here. Think for yourself and do for yourself. This is to my melanated people. Man, we got to start thinking for ourselves and doing for ourselves. And stop jumping on every situation that does not involve us. Right now, we have a situation with Meek Mill. I talked about it on Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. For all y'all that got drunk and chilled and fucked a bitch and went over and fucked another bitch on Memorial Day and ate some barbecue at two different bitches' houses. Hey, man, I got love for you. For all you niggas that was working at the Court Plantation, like my black ass, hey, salute to you. I understand how it is. Hey, man, this Court Plantation don't stop. We got to think outside the box, man, and be business owners. Now, everybody is not meant to be a business owner, but I aspire to be one every day. That's why you see me reading these books. These books are not props, by the way. I have read them. As you see, I'll go back and look at other things and read them. Oh, shit, I dropped this motherfucking clown-ass phone. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I always go through and highlight books. You know, certain things that I always talk about, so motherfuckers don't think I be bullshitting or whatever. But the reason why I made the title Think for Yourself and Do for Yourself, the reason why I made that title, I'll say like this, man. We talking about what's going on right now. What? You got the abortion shit that's going on right now. We got, you know, these laws that they're trying to, I feel like there's a greater purpose. Like I talked about before when I touched on the abortion situation, it brings me back to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's genetic annihilation theory. Y'all need to go check that out. And how, you know, people like Margaret Sanger would use Coon and Sambo black preachers to usher in that system of genetic annihilation and get our women, our black women, our melanated women, to go to Planned Parenthood and get sterilized and get on all these clown ass birth controls so we can't be fruitful and multiply and have a bunch of kids because they fear of a black planet. And I look at this abortion thing and I look at how Kamala Harris just jumped right on it. And you know, now you notice how everybody soft-shoed when it came time to talk about reparations. Oh, we could do a study of reparations. But with abortion and everything else, they want to jump right on it. When really, these abortion states are, a lot of them are southern states where there's the predominant race, I think, would be is black and Caucasians, if I'm not mistaken. And they don't want no Caucasians going out there and getting sterilized. Y'all gonna be extinct. They want the niggas to go down there and get sterilized. And remember, Margaret Sanger was a eugenicist who wanted to genetically annihilate melanated people. And Hillary Clinton, I've said it a million times, that was her hero. The same person that motherfuckers wanted to vote for. I'm telling you, we gonna understand one day. And I look at this shit because I'm like, okay, Kamala, we going hard for this. First of all, you work for the system. You've been a part of the system for a long time. You know they going to pass whatever they want to pass. They going to do whatever they want to do. It's time for us to start thinking for ourselves. With that being said, we need to not worry about situations like abortion and all those other things. I'm not saying don't worry about it, but don't make that your main issue. Because the courts, the Supreme Court, the government, they're going to do what they want to do in the end. There ain't a goddamn thing you can do. We need to start aspiring to be better people and be a team so we can compete for these resources that are out there. And the reason why I talk about this shit too, because I see things, man. I often, I go in places, I see a lot of different races working at these venues, but I hardly see my people. I hardly ever see my people, but I always see every other race, especially the Latino race. And it's no diss. Like I said, if you're a confident Latino, this won't bother you or affect anything that you do. But like I have said before, and I have stated before, they put these type of things in front of us, I think, this is my personal opinion, to distract us from what the fuck they really got going on. No diss, but we've been dealing with abortion in the hood. That's why they put Planned Parenthood. You don't see no Planned Parenthoods in Summerlin if you live in Las Vegas. They not in Summerlin. They not in Beverly Hills if you live in LA. But they in the hood. So we've been dealing with this as melanated people that's been in this country. But let's not get distracted from what is owed to us and the things that have been stripped and taken away from us, like our religion, our culture, everything. They've taken these things away from us. So we got to get make our way to getting that back and getting back into these books and figuring out who we are and what we about and changing our status. And that's why I got some sovereignty books too, because now it's, I want to change my status too. And that's why you notice I always say melanated. I don't say this shit, but I'll tell you this. It's not a big deal, because here's the thing that I look at that it doesn't really bother me. When they put those type of things in front of us, we got to know what to pay attention to and what not to pay attention to. One of the main things we got to look at is when we focus on the bigger issues is like, okay, abortion. They got Planned Parenthood all over the hood. They got it everywhere where it's a hood, where it's predominantly melanated people, or you got the Latinos. But a lot of Latinos, they ain't getting no damn abortions. They having baby after baby after baby after baby. So you ain't got to worry about that shit. I would say in a more different perspective, abortion and money that is owed to black people, that's a separate issue. But of course, you're going to see people like Cory Booker and Kamala Harris and all these other motherfuckers jump on that shit. Joe Biden's clown ass to jump on it too. And he'll act like he's so concerned about that shit when really he's not. These motherfuckers going to do what they want. Just like only thing he was concerned about was the crime bill. And that's why he made that speech and asked for 3 more minutes. So when you look at these things, you got to think, okay, what am I doing? What do I need to do to better myself? Hey, man, we got to start reading. And we got to start thinking outside the box. Be a critical thinker, too, but be an abstract thinker and think outside the situation. And the reason why I say think about that is because why they pushing this abortion shit so tough? And it's always in these southern states where there's a lot of white people or Caucasians. And that's the thing that I trip off of, because I be like, damn, they pushing, but they ain't pushing that shit in California. Yeah, because it's predominantly Latino. They don't give a fuck about them having a whole bunch of kids. They pushing it in states where there's a lot of Caucasians going to get them goddamn abortions. Just like the war on drugs. Now all of a sudden it's a war on drugs. Go watch Meth Storm on HBO. And then you'll see why it's a war on drugs and all this other shit. Because you got motherfuckers like Lit Daniel and his family members walking around there. Everybody as a whole family. That's what they family dinner is. Shooting up meth. So it's like, they'll frame the picture and they'll create this imagery so us black people can have this perception that it's only a certain race that's on drugs, or we gotta look past those things. See, every time I think about it, I'm like, why they pushing this abortion shit so tough? Like, why now all of a sudden? Why now? Abortion been around for years and years and years. Sterilization Oh, that pussy been around for years and years and years. Birth control been around for years. And all of a sudden, now they want to come up with these laws. And it's so funny because they come up with these laws and then they sneak these other laws in, how they trying to put all these other bills for the LGBTQ community where they can get civil rights. They can claim it's a civil issue. And it's like, how's it a civil issue? LGBTQ, they didn't build this country. LGBTQ was not a part of the mass incarceration, the 94 crime bill. The LGBTQ and every other race was not a part of slavery. They didn't build Washington, D.C. and all the other states. They didn't build the United States of America. Matter of fact, the LGBTQ, where's their symbol on the dollar? Or on any of the money? Our symbol is the Egyptian pyramid, which is in Africa. So that should tell you. You know, we got a lot of things, man. You know, I look at these distractions and I be like, damn, man, what the fuck is going on, man? We got to start doing for ourselves. And let them handle that clown ass shit. We got to start educating our young sisters. Look. Y'all need to stop, use protection. Stop being out here fucking and hopping on dick to dick to dick. And if you do, wear a condom. And stop just thinking that's cool. And our young brothers too. Don't just be thinking, okay, I'm going to try to fuck every bitch in sight. Hey, nigga. Now, you might want to hold on. Because according to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, if you read this book, she talks about how the melanated people, I know it's hard for us melanated people because we love to fuck. I mean, that's our middle name. It could be Warren, fuck, you know what. But in Dr. Frances Cress Welsing's book, she talks about how melanated people should only have sex twice a week. Other than twice a week, it kind of warps your brain, and that's all your mind becomes focused on. I forgot what chapter that's in. You know, I can't quote. I ain't got, my memory ain't that great, but go read the book. Go read the ISIS papers. She talks about that. We should only have 2 kids because anything past 2 kids, you can't afford them. So, hey, man, I'm not finna tell niggas and women don't have kids if you can't afford them because you can never afford a child. You know, that's a $2 million fucking contract. So I wouldn't tell my melanated brothers and sisters not to have kids. And I'm not telling y'all not to fuck. Go out and fuck and be fruitful and multiply. I'm just telling y'all niggas, god damn, stop fucking to the point to where you got to be at the goddamn Planned Parenthood all the time. If you're a regular at Planned Parenthood, then there's a motherfucking problem. I'm talking to niggas and bitches. So, nigga, if you fucking with 4 different women and 2 of them you didn't have to take to Planned Parenthood, hey, man, you have a problem. And you know good and goddamn well you don't want to be at the child support office. And what I mean by do for ourselves, y'all should stop running down there to that child support office and stop doing all that clown ass shit. Any motherfucker that's going to the court and doing that whole shit, then you have a self-esteem issue, and you wasn't thinking about that when that nigga was touching that damn pussy and had them legs cocked all open. See, that's why that's what I always wonder about bitches and niggas. Now, was y'all discussing child support when y'all was romancing the stone? No, y'all wasn't discussing child support. Y'all wasn't even worried about having no damn baby. But y'all was worried about fucking. So I don't understand why all of us, the child support should be full of Caucasians and Latinos, and every other race should not be full of black people. But we have a laziness about us. There's a distinction between our race and everybody else. And we show that we don't have intrinsic value in each other. Because when we look at each other, we view each other as competition. Clown. Every other race is the competition, not us. And if you think I'm fucking bullshitting, as you can see, Black Labor White Wealth, Dr. Claude Anderson, I got some shit highlighted. Now, the shit that I got highlighted, I'll read it. In the 1990 census data, 85% of those listed as Hispanic also classified themselves as Caucasian. This ethnic group is fastest growing in population that is challenging blacks for numerical and political dominance as minority, which it is not. Hispanics have enjoyed the benefits of having it both ways. First, they criticize white society for its disproportionate share of wealth and power. Then they classify themselves as Caucasians. This group classifies themselves as Caucasians for social purpose, then as minorities to qualify for government programs. Black Labor, White Wealth, Dr. Claude Anderson. Now, you always hear me talking that shit. I just read it in a book. Oh, you thought I just made it up out of thin air? No clowns? It's in a book. What did Malcolm X say? You want to hide something from black men? You put it in a book? Yep, it's all hidden. It's occult knowledge. Or it's occult. You know, basically hidden knowledge type shit. Or whatever the fuck they say. I'll just tell you this shit. Hey, man, that's some real shit. Because you get a lot of these Latinos, they get around motherfucking other black people and other Latinos. They get to talk shit about white people, but then they the first motherfuckers sign up for any type of benefit or program they can get. And then they flip it and talk shit about niggas and how lazy we are when we built the goddamn country. Like I said before, everyone else that is not aboriginal to this landmass, you are freeloaders. And I don't give a fuck what you think or what you say. You like, well, what do you mean? What about the Native Americans? The Native Americans are a Morris clown. You better read They Came Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. I'll bring that book back up here. Hey, what's happening, chat room? Hey, man, what's good? The Corbin Plantation was trying to make up for that long weekend. Hey, that's a fact. Man, I look at those things, man. I look at Memorial Day. I bet you barbecue is through the roof. I bet you ribs, and like I said on the podcast on Sunday, I bet you ribs and pork ribs and baked beans and potato salad and all that shit. That's why I've looked at the stock today. I didn't get a chance to look at the stock today because I'm still reading this numerology book. I'm almost done with it. It's actually a good book. Lloyd Strayhorn, Numbers and You or something like that. And you can read, go catch out King Simon's book. Numbers are simple. People are in book. I think I'm gonna get one more numerology book, but I gotta dive into my other shit because I'm ready to read the Matrix of Power by Jordan Maxwell. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? But it's in the book. You know, that's what I say. Think for yourself and do for yourself. If you see everybody walking in the assembly line, just like military, left, right, left, that's commoner. You should be thinking, why is everybody walking that way and going that way? It's kind of like being on the freeway and you wonder, why the fuck is there so much traffic if everybody's going straight? You know why? Because you got looky-loos and lollygaggers and procrastinators and bullshitters on the goddamn freeway. Because I know in Las Vegas, these non-driving motherfuckers irk my nerve with the fuckery and the bullshit. You drive out here in Las Vegas, you bound to get killed in traffic. So shit, I tell you, and that's what it is. It's people that are a part of an assembly line. You know what I mean? And people like being a part of the assembly line. They don't like thinking outside the box. Ain't nothing wrong with working at the Corbin Plantation. Look, let me tell you something. Everybody got a job. 99% of melanated people work a job. Or I would say 98%. And then the other 2% of melanated people, they probably business owners and millionaires and shit like that. But everybody else work at the Corbin Plantation. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I work at the Corbin Plantation. I'm just saying, don't get caught up in the trends. Don't be like Louis Anderson and Coming to America. Yeah. First, I started mopping floors. Then they moved me to fries. That's where the real money is. Like, when you start thinking like that, man, you got a problem. Remember, it's they shit. It's not yours. So don't treat that Corbin Plantation as if you gotta say so. They gonna do what the fuck they want to do, irregardless to what you say or what you do or how you think. It's not your shit. It's their shit. And we gotta understand what it is. That's why you notice I keep saying think for yourself and do for yourself. This abortion shit, I just keep wondering why they keep posting that shit, and that's why I'm only gonna speak to my people. Hey, man. Look, I know you're horny, you like to fuck, and you got your Hennessy, and got your what is it? The Ciroc peach, and you know, you got your little weed, and you get to smoking and listening to some Jill Scott, or some Eric Benet, or some one of them motherfuckers, and now you got the incense going, and now you're horny, pussy wet, and all. I get that. Pussy's wet, you ready to fuck. I get it. But motherfuckers need to start thinking. Because we have to become independent and stop depending on the government. Yeah, the government owes us stuff. So, hey, the people that are on WIC and welfare and all that, hey, man, much power to you. I feel like, look, this is what I feel like. I feel like people that make good money, that are melanated, we should still be able to get food stamps and a county check. That's a fact. We should still be able to get that shit. Or melanated people, all melanated people should get free food for life. Any grocery store, anywhere. And let everybody else pay for it, because we deserve it, because we built the country. There's got to be some type of compensation. That's why I'm tired of chasing a ghost. I feel like we chasing a ghost with this abortion thing, and I was like, they trying to. It's one thing that I've noticed about the media, period, especially TV media. They will push that shit while something bigger is going on behind the fucking scenes, because they keep pushing that goddamn abortion shit. All of a sudden, abortion just popped out of thin air. Abortion. And then you got Kamala Harris. Then you got Cory Booker and all these other clown ass politicians. Then you got Joe Biden with this bullshit. Then you got civil rights, how they trying to integrate the LGBTQ and everybody else into civil rights. And it's like, wait, hold on. But the hate crimes are steered towards melanated people. Dylan Roof went in there and prayed with niggas and then killed 12 of them. That's a hate crime. But here we are focusing on every other ethnic group and racial group, and then we always can include them in our shit. Now, you just heard me read from Black Labor White Wealth, Dr. Claude Anderson, about how Hispanics classify themselves as Caucasians. And then they talk shit about Caucasians, about how the wealth is disproportionate, but then they go and sign up for all those programs. But then you classify yourself as Caucasian. And what that are in Africa, you notice they keep trying to separate Egypt from Africa, like as if it doesn't resolve or reside in Africa, like it's not on the continent of Africa. You notice that shit. Let me read something from the client. Wait. What would it take to say that America no longer owes blacks reparation? How much did they have to pay back? First of all, I'll tell you this. The United States of America Incorporation will forever be in debt to melanated people. And the reason why, because we built this fucking country. Not the Native Americans, not the Latinos, not the Chinamen. There's too many books. There's too much documented history of what we have done for this country. So, with that being said, when you want to look up racism, white supremacy, that's one, or classism, two, all of the above. Where do we fit? On the classism scale, we at the bottom. Racism, white supremacy, we're at the bottom. And you're like, well, no, there's people that's fighting. Oh, what you mean, the 2.6? Come on. Your vote don't count unless you vote in a block. You have to buy these politicians. Let me tell you something. If Caucasians will cheat, first of all, you already have white privilege. You're already a part of the dominant society. You control 90% of the nation's wealth. If you don't believe me, you can read Black Labor White Wealth. I'll keep telling you that. Or you can read A Compensatory Counter-Racist Code. You can read this book. Or you can read Powernomics. Need I go on? Slavery by Another Name. And the reason why I say this is because racism is the competition of resources. It's when other racial ethnic groups compete for resources, and they use those resources to their advantage to manipulate the system for their people. Well, the dominant society, the resources are in the dominant society's hands, correct? And you're like, Warren, no, it's not. Okay, it's not. Then let's look at the Ashkenazi Khazarian Jews who are classified as Caucasian. Okay, the banking system, the Rothschilds, the Warburgs, the Rockefellers, Carnegie, Vanderbilt, which is Anderson Cooper's great-great-grandfather, by the way, who's on CNN. Let's see, J.P. Morgan. Let's see, all those people classified as white, they weren't melanated. They're part of the dominant society. They run the banking system. Without that banking system, you can't do anything. So with that being said, they have not given melanated people anything. So they owe us forever. and when I mean forever, I mean as long as we have built this country and continue to work harder than everyone else, and then you create this perception that melanated people are lazy and we got to work harder than everybody else, when really we built the country and we were slaves and it was free labor for over 450 years. Yeah, I would say forever, or I would say at least 500 years. Let me read from the chat room. Shiny Brown says probably for about 600 years worth. Yeah, you can give us about 600 years worth. But fam, someone can do you wrong, but you don't hold that against them forever. At one point, do you forgive or say, okay, we good now? No, that's Sambo Coon talk to me, sir. Sorry. No, I don't believe in that. You know why? I'll give you one example. The Jews, they never let you forget the Holocaust. I don't see any Ashkenazi Khazarian Jew driving around in a Volkswagen, do you? I don't see any Ashkenazi Khazarian Jew promoting German Volkswagens, do you? I don't see any Ashkenazi Khazarian Jews or Jews, period, promoting Hitler and saying we forgive Hitler. No, they're telling you at all costs, never forget the Holocaust. That's what they tell you. And they bring it up every fucking chance they get. But when we bring up slavery, it's people like our melanated people who look at the people like me that's like, oh man, you gotta forgive and move on. No. Well, why don't you tell that to Emmett Till? Or better yet, instead of Emmett Till, why don't you tell that to Emmett Till's cousin, Fred Hampton, who was assassinated by this man right here in the Chicago Police Department? Why don't you tell this man? Yeah, go find them. Yeah, let's see. Would you forgive him if somebody orchestrated the assassination of one of your family members because of the color of his skin? Because you are disenfranchised, disproportionate people, and they create all this fuckery within your culture as they stripped it away. So they're studying the real culture, which is ours, voodoo, all the African ancient principles of where we come from. And then they give us Pau Gasol, Kurt Rambis on the wall for us to pray to. Yeah, no, I don't forgive people. Not like that. Why would I ever? The way you asking me, I want you to take that same energy and put it towards the Jews about Hitler. See, that's the problem. We always want to go after us. Oh man, we should forgive. All we need is love. No, all we need is those resources that are owed to us. And that's a fact. You can have any belief system you want, but this belief system over here is, I want the yams. I need the yams. I need the money that's owed to us. I need the resources, the land, all the things that were stripped and taken from us and given it back. That's what we need. Fuck all this forgiveness shit. That don't got shit to do with what is owed to melanated people. Well, that's good for you that you will forgive them. I'm glad you will forgive them, James. Not me though. That won't happen over here, homie. No, and I don't want any of my people. That's a problem. We too much goddamn forgiveness. See, I like to think in terms of the Haitian Revolution. Jean-Jacques Dessalines. We need to have that spirit. You kill 5,000 of my men, we kill 10,000 of yours. When melanated people start having that mentality, then things will change. But when motherfuckers, that's why people don't understand. Dr. Martin Luther King, he realized, damn, I think I fucked up. All we need is love and shaking hands with the people towards the dominant society that hate us. Now, there were people a part of the dominant society that hated their own kind for what they did to us. John Brown. But guess who told on John Brown? Hayward fucking Shepherd. And you can either read it in Black Labor, White Wealth or Powernomics. Hayward Shepherd was a dry extension ass, coon, Sambo ass nigga who was allowed to sit on the front porch that day, and they let him, he sat on the front porch because he was a good slave, and he's ran back and told all the slave masters, John Brown is coming, John Brown is coming. And that's how John Brown and all the black abolitionists that were with him got hung and killed. That's a fact. See, we gotta reshape the way we're thinking. We gotta understand people like Kamala Harris is toxic to our society. And these are the motherfuckers that's talking about black men are toxic masculinity. That term was coined and made up by moist Caucasians, made up that term. Basically, the LGBTQ, LMNOP, XYZ community made up toxic masculinity. No, you know what toxic masculinity is? Let me point it to you. Toxic masculinity is J. Edgar Hoover. That's toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity is Joe Biden in the 94 crime bill. Toxic masculinity is Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush and all his family. That's toxic masculinity. Good. I'm glad you in. And if you in Haiti now, then you need to possess the spirit of Ogun, and you need to possess the spirit of Jean-Jacques Dessalines. And you need to stop thinking like them. Fuck all that. That's why I can't wait. I want to get some pictures of Jean-Jacques Dessalines and Dirty Bookman and Mackendal. These are people that prayed to the ancestors and said, oh, we gonna kill these motherfuckers. And that's why they don't like Haiti. And that's a fact. And that's why I love Haiti. And I love Haitians. Sakbase. I'm glad that they did that shit. Fuck these motherfuckers, man. That's why they don't like to talk about Jean-Jacques Dessalines, because that motherfucker's like, I'll kill all you motherfuckers. Fuck them all. And that's the way you got to think. I'm teaching the students about the Haitian Revolution, all that happened on this island. Thanks for the shout out. Hey, man, look, let me tell you something. Man. I am mad as hell. Shotty Brown know this. Everybody be in the chat that watch this shit. I'm mad as hell that I didn't know this shit growing up as a kid. You know how mad I am? Only thing I knew about slavery was Harriet Tubman and fucking Frederick Douglass and W.E.B. Du Bois, all the nice niggas. I never knew about Denmark Vesey. I never knew about Hayward Shepherd, what he did to our people. I never knew about Nat Turner. I never knew about Jean-Jacques Dessalines. I never knew about Toussaint L'Ouverture. But I would love to have known about Jean-Jacques Dessalines. But why would they want to teach that to black people? Because black people start looking at them like, damn, we need to start doing that. But no, we have a lot of people that feel like we got to forgive. Hey, man, if you want to forgive, go ahead and forgive. But the first thing I'm going to tell you is, ask a Jew who's related to Anne Frank or one of these other motherfuckers, Schindler's List ass dudes, if they forgive Hitler. Go ask them and see what they fucking tell you. Them motherfuckers gonna be like, they might say, yeah, yes, we forgive them, for promotional views or, just for imagery wise. But man, behind closed doors, them Jews is like, man, fuck any German that come this way. Fuck them all. And that's a fact. And that's the way we got to think. And I'm not going to stop thinking that way. That's why you got to think for yourself and do for yourself. That's why I keep saying that. Think for yourself. When you get around these other races, don't become acclimated to their shit. Any person that's melanated and they date somebody outside they race, that person that's outside their race, they better be like John Brown. They better be, look, if they not like John Brown and them, they better be like these Caucasians that's in this fucking book, The Burglary, Keith Forsyth, and all those people that broke into the FBI building and published those papers of what J. Edgar Hoover was doing to black people. Those are confident Caucasians. You better be like that. Even if you Latino. If you Latino and you dating a brother, and you a Latino sister and you dating a brother and you get around Latinos to talk shit about black women, then nah, I can't fuck with you. That's a fact. I don't fuck with motherfuckers like that. I was holding my steering wheel so tight when I heard that forget part. You know why? Look. Let me tell you why we think that way. Because we have been taught and socialized as melanated people on this earth that we're supposed to be forgiving. That's why they give you religion. And when I say religion, you better look at this fucking etymology dictionary. Religion means to bind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking to my people. It means to bind. And then they even give you the right religion anyway. They didn't give you voodoo or voodoo. That's what the Haitians used to destroy the Caucasians. Voodoo. They used our shit. That's why they bring it over here. The Caucasians, they demonize it and vilify it over here in the United States of America Incorporated. They make it like voodoo is bad. It's witchcraft and all this other shit. You know why they want you to think it's bad? Because that's what was used to destroy over 50,000 Frenchmen, Caucasians. So that's why I'd be like, nah, man, they want to give us religion because we have souls and they want us to forgive everybody. And then here they are walking around here gentrifying the neighborhoods, knowing that we're poor and disenfranchised melanated people and we deserve way more than what has been given to us, then they get us on these motherfucking corporate plantations, and then their expectations of what our work level are 10 times higher than the average white person. It's a fact. Okay, let me read. Okay, will blacks be better off in Africa or America? Africa has super high rates of poverty. Only a small percent of Africans were enslaved. That has nothing to do with what the United States of America owes melanated people. See, those are, to me, you sound that sounds like some white talking points. and let me tell you, it sounds coonish and Sambo-ish to me. Voodoo is very bad. I see it every day here, fam. Yeah, that's what they told you. I got a book on voodoo, and guess who's talking about the voodoo? A Caucasian. Not a black person, a Caucasian. That's what they told you, and that may be your perception of voodoo. Just like you think voodoo is bad, I think religion is bad too. I think certain religions are bad. Any religion, I'm not gonna say the name, but if your religion has socialized you to think that melanated people have tails of the devil and have the curse of Ham, I think that's a bad religion. That's a fact. But you're more than welcome to go practice it and go do what you want. Go do what you want to do. Voodoo is real and it hurts a lot of people here in Haiti. Well, maybe they're not doing it correctly. Because trust me, I would love to go practice with some voodoo and sit down at the feet of an elder that knows voodoo. And I would love for them to do some wicked voodoo on some of these Caucasians. Oh, I would love it. Oh, I would love it. So sorry. Sorry. We have different opinions. In this so-called life that we're walking, what is happening right now is they have stripped us of what the fuck we are. They've taken our music, everything, our culture, everything we do. The only thing they can't really take is our hairstyles. Oh, trust me, you know they hate the 80s and 90s hairstyles. That's why they probably hate that the 90s is back. Because the flat tops, the Gumbies, the natural nappy hair, they wish they could wear their hair like that. They wish they had melanin. I was talking to somebody, he was like trying to tell me about melanin, and I was like trying to basically break it down. No, the more melanin you have, the more intelligent you are, and the more of a supercomputer you are. You don't have a lot of melanin. Sorry. And what happens is people go by the education of what's being put on the dummy box, TV. If you continuously slap the economic, social, mental, and physical bullshit out of black people, it is not too much forgiveness in that. Thank you. Well said. Checkmate. I ain't got to say shit else. That's a fact. We have been pillaged, raped, robbed, Jim Crow, redlined, slavery, semi-slavery, segregated. We have had all these things done to us for almost 500 years. And then you see how good the system is? And then there's other melanated people that's like, oh, that's so long ago, and slavery is so long ago, and all this other shit. You know, motherfuckers be trying to treat slavery like it was 300 years ago. Nigga, slavery was going on till like 1930. What is you talking about? You better go read Slavery by Another Name. That's a fact. But we don't want to read these books. We don't want to read Black Labor, White Wealth. We don't want to call people out to the floor. We don't want to think about racial showcasing confusion from Neely Fuller Jr.'s book. How they give one nigga the nigga trinkets, and then they basically be like, see, Tyrone's a good guy. You know? Come on, you know, don't you want to be like Tyrone? That guy's awesome. Because Tyrone come in buck dancing, laughing and cooning and grinning and being a grinning nigga and cheesing and shit and laughing at all the coon nigga jokes, and then they want every motherfucking nigga to be like that, and that's the only way they gonna give you your money. And don't have a degree and be educated, then they really don't like you. They have such a disdain for you if you have their education. It's almost like, how dare you, nigger, go get our education that we stole from y'all in the first place. That's a fact. That's how they look. Oh, and don't be a person that doesn't have a college degree, but is self-educated. Like I'm trying to self-educate myself every day. Oh, they really don't like that. I remember a motherfucker trying to tell me, man, I got some books you should read. I was like, yeah, and I got plenty of books you can read. And he was a part of the dominant society. You know, he had the Power of Thinking and all those books. And let me tell you something about these Caucasians, a part of the dominant society that want to tell you about wealth and all this other stuff. Y'all need to go get The Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbro. Go get Think Like a Millionaire by Dr. Boyce Watkins. Go get that goddamn book. Stop going and getting all these motherfucking Caucasian books. They can't teach you about who you are. Go get Dr. Boyce Watkins' book, Financial Lovemaking and Think Like a Millionaire. That's the books that niggas need to be reading. Fuck all this goddamn reading all these. It's like we always want to, if it's a Caucasian, he's the great philosopher, but if it's Dr. Boyce Watkins, we act like the shit don't exist. Man, I stay looking in that Dr. Boyce Watkins book just to kind of go over notes and see exactly if I can learn something different every time. He breaks down the stock. He breaks down what you need to be investing in. Dennis Kimbro breaks down so many people's stories of how, like Bob Johnson. I'll tell the story again. Bob Johnson, who owned the Charlotte Bobcats. He's a billionaire. He signed their checks to all the NBA players. Bob Johnson told Dennis Kimbro not near one of those niggas that played on the basketball team ever came to him about financial advice. And that's a black man. But we'll go get some Caucasian to be our financial advisor, Kevin Garnett, and then have him steal $20 million from us. And then we all mad. Then we all pissed off. Then it's like, oh, let me jump on the black side. Fuck white people. They stole from me. But like I said, if you read The Fall of America by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, in the very beginning of the book, the very beginning, I got to highlight it. You are seeking something. You are seeking an answer to your 400-year-old problem of slavery, servitude, and fifth-class citizenship. I'm here with a solution to that problem. How good is it then for black brothers of like minds and similar burdens to get together for a spiritual feast? Facts. See, you go to them. Just like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. We go to the politicians for all our problems. No, man, you go to the politicians with money in your hand in a duffel bag and be like, hey, man, I need you to do this, and this. Man, I want a motherfucker to come over here talking about, would you vote for Councilman such? Yeah, when it's 100, when it's 10,000 black people working at all the city jobs. I'm talking about street sanitation, recreation, everything. It should all be melanated people. It shouldn't be a whole bunch of dominant society motherfuckers. You want to do something for my people? That's what you can do. We got to get out of this attitude of thinking that we are supposed to be forgiving them because we want to be the bigger person. Whatever happened to, when are we going to hold them accountable and make them rewrite the wrong that they did for the last 500 years? Like giving us the fucking money that you owe us in the land and the resources. We are owed an inheritance. We are supposed to inherit this landmass because we are aboriginals. We're indigenous to this landmass. That's why, I stopped saying black. Black means slave. It's not even real. It's a color. And I'll get to that later on. That's logistics. That's why you hear me say melanated and you hear me say Caucasian or you hear me say dominant society. Because we got to get away from those terms. And we got to embrace a whole nother type of term, man. That's why motherfuckers be like, oh, you black? Oh, you mean melanated? But I get it. We can still say black. Man, I'll be looking at things, man, and the thing that I've learned the most is when I watched the 1804 that Tariq Nasheed put out. It was so fascinating how the Haitians used voodoo to destroy them and how they will liken voodoo to evil in the United States of America. And once I put that correlation together, I was like, oh, so y'all motherfuckers give us Kurt Rambis with the blue eyes and the Just For Me Perm Press kit. And that's who we praying to. Oh, you're a merciful God. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, you're a merciful God. You're merciful. And we praying to somebody that has no power. We can't draw power in that. And then they behind the scenes, they're practicing voodoo. They're practicing African ancient witchcraft, the shit that we came up with. And then they give us that shit. The watered down religious shit. I'm telling you, man. Oh, what's going on, Tomisha, man? Man, we just having a discussion. Gotta educate James a little bit. But I'll tell you this. Look, I've made Coon and Sambo comments a long time ago before I was educated, because I used to always feel like, oh, pull yourself up by the bootstraps and all this other shit. And it's like, But I'm looking at it from a Caucasian perspective. And this is a long time ago. This is before I started reading and shit. And then once I started reading, I'm like, damn, nigga. And I had to literally go to Sambo's Anonymous and Coon Rehab. And you like, what is that? And that is this. Reading these motherfucking books. Reading Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's book. Reading Black Labor, White Wealth. Reading Powernomics. Reading Black History Reader. 101 Questions You Never Thought to Ask. Reading these books. Slavery by Another Name. The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. Reading Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGruy. Tony Browder's The Browder's Files. When you start reading these books, How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. When you start reading these books, you be like, oh man, these niggas got me. Damn, these niggas got me. Oh, and Slavery by Another Name, I forgot the name, but it's a Caucasian brother who wrote that. He did extensive research. Go read Harriet Washington's Medical Apartheid. Go read that book. Hey, let me tell you something. When I read that book, shout out to Professor Griff. He was talking about that on one of his podcasts, because I'm constantly listening to other podcasts and trying to learn. I'm constantly learning. You always got to learn and quest for more knowledge. And when he talked about that book, I was like, oh shit, I read that book. Man, it felt good to know I read a book that the great Professor Griff was talking about. Man, it felt so good. And in that book, I was talking to my brother about it. In that book is so diabolical the way she wrote it. It was yellow fever that was going on and the doctors in that day was like, why the fuck ain't none of these niggas getting yellow fever, but all the motherfucking white people getting yellow fever? So that's what made them start doing the test too. And they started looking into our genetic coding then and doing experiments on us then to say, hey, their DNA and their genetic coding is different from ours, because the slaves would be strong and out there enduring all that hard work and labor, but they would never catch yellow fever. But the slave masters, who was lazy and wasn't doing shit but sitting on the porch telling niggas what they need to be doing, they were the ones getting sick and dying. And that's why a lot of those slaves in that book, they would pretend like they were sick because they didn't want to be experimented on. Just like there was a brother, I forgot his name, and I think it was in the Bay Area, and we used to work on this truck, I think throwing newspapers. He fell off the truck and broke his leg. He did not want to go to one of the hospitals because he know that's what they do. That's why people think that black men are just crazy, but we don't like to go to the doctor because we know the type of experiments and shit that they've done to us. Well, this man finally went to the doctor. They shot his leg full of plutonium and they had to amputate his fucking leg. And all he did was break it. Read Medical Apartheid by Harriet Washington. Let me tell you how voodoo is used here. People here get jealous of other people's kids who do good in school. They are mad that kid isn't doing as good. So they throw a curse on the other kid and they get sick or die. Just like they did later on the Tuskegee Airmen test. Now, look, man, I'm not from Haiti. I have not been to Haiti. I do want to visit Haiti. And if they are doing that, that's sad, because we should not do that to each other. So I don't agree with that, but I do agree with kneeling at the feet of our elders that, like Professor Griff says, kneeling at the feet of our elders that practice voodoo, that are, I would say, one of the strongest practicing voodoo persons. I would love to kneel at those feet and get the knowledge. And you damn right, I'd be if they ask me, you wanna put a curse on somebody? I know a couple of motherfuckers I'd do it to. I ain't gonna lie, they'd do it to us in a heartbeat. Hell, they benefit from white privilege every day, and then they deny that shit. When you be like, hey man, that's white privilege, your motherfucker be like, no man, I had to work hard. Nigga, in your system. That's like Eminem. No diss, but I agree with Lord Jamar. Shout out to Lord Jamar. I don't give a fuck who get mad. Fuck anybody who get mad. Fuck Eminem. Eminem don't speak on shit that have to do with the relevancy of how black people are being treated in this United States of America. But you want to talk shit about Donald Trump. Man, get the fuck out of here. And then he just like them typical non-confident Caucasians, he have all other niggas do the bidding for him, but he don't want to come out and have a conversation with niggas himself. He want to hide behind other niggas because he lacks confidence, and he has white privilege. So, man, fuck Eminem and any other motherfucker who act like they don't benefit from white privilege. You are part of the problem. My connection is bad. I guess I will miss this one. See, say that voodoo. Just kidding. You guys have a good night. Voodoo is Satan and demon worship. I can't get down with that. Do you know demon worship is Satan? Lucifer is the light bearer. Do you know that? Did you know that's what Lucifer really means? The light bearer? Probably didn't know that, huh? But that's probably what they told you. And I digress, because I'm not here. We're not here to go back and forth about it. This is your perspective, and this is my perspective. My perspective is this. I think voodoo is good. They use voodoo to kill over 50,000 Caucasians. Great. Because all they have been known for is jacking people for their shit, colonizing them, and taking over, stripping them of their culture, like what they did to us, and giving us their culture, and then they behind the scenes practicing our shit anyway. So I don't want to hear that shit. And there's no way you can get me to think differently. Then they give us the docile, regular religion, the Baptist, the bullshit, and this to regular religion, but it's just not strong-minded. It's not think for yourself. That's why I give a lot of props to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farad Muhammad for taking Islam and making it where they can table feed our melanated people so they can understand, hey, you can use this religion and discipline yourself, but it's still about you knowing that you are black and you are powerful and you are a God. Yeah, and Lucifer is the light bearer. And also, and first of all, let me tell you something. Dante's Inferno was the creator of hell. There was no hell. If you read Egyptian thoughts and modern beliefs, you will know that there was no hell. All these religious beliefs and paradigms are taken from African belief systems. All of them are. Go ahead, man. What do you want to ask about abortion? Go ahead. We have to understand this, man. And we got to start reading. And stop letting people like Kamala Harris and Cory Booker and all these other motherfuckers cloud our judgment with what they think is best for us. How is Kamala Harris gonna think it's best? That bitch is Indian and Jamaican. She an immigrant too. And if she's not, her parents are, and they probably cost Akata and everything else. Motherfuckers act like Indians treat melanated people so nice. They mean as fuck. And they look down on us and they talk shit about us every chance they fucking get. And they own the liquor stores in our neighborhoods and sell us the liquor and shit, but they don't do that shit in their community. That's a fact. Go watch Flint Town, the documentary about the police. That's why he checked one of those motherfuckers and was like, yeah, you ain't doing this in your neighborhood, but you got this liquor store over here and you selling all this bullshit to my people over here. It's about time we had that. That's what we need. Do for yourself, think for yourself. Don't worry about everybody else. Stop holding hands with everybody and thinking everybody gonna fight your fight. Don't nobody give a fuck. I remember a motherfucker asked me about the Trayvon Martin shit a long time ago, as if I was gonna think that killing was justified. No, he called 911 and said, I hate that those fucking people get away with everything. Them people, he's talking about black people, and it was his goal and objective to kill and murder Trayvon Martin. And I think George Zimmerman, he should be executed for that. Or he should have went to prison for the rest of his life. But of course, you're part of the dominant society, so you're not. Do you agree with sex selective abortions? They kill fetuses if they find out they will have a girl. Should that be legal? Look, let me tell you what I think should be legal. What should be legal is what a woman and her man want to do with her body is legal. We don't have time to be governing people's pussy holes and men's dicks. I don't have time for that. We got bigger fish to fry. Those are horizontal issues. We need vertical. We need to get to the yams. See, that's a distraction to me. Look, let me tell you something. The government gonna do what they gonna do anyway. But my personal partake on that is I'm pro-choice, which means you should have a choice to do whatever the fuck you want to do when it comes to your body. We not there when they fucking. We not there when they conceiving. They don't got shit to do with us. I'm just gonna give you the facts on Planned Parenthood and where it came from, and it's meant to depopulate and genetically annihilate melanated people. That's why Margaret Sanger got with Coons and Sambos to talk to other black people to get them comfortable with the idea of going and getting sterilized and taking birth control and doing all this other bullshit so we won't keep being fruitful and multiplying. So do I think it should be legal? No, it shouldn't. What should be legal is this. Let women make their own choice with their body. We got bigger fish to fry. Man, fuck all that. We got other things to be worried about. I'm worried about the money that the United States of America owes melanated people. I don't give a fuck about all this other shit. That shit is a sidebar from what the fuck is really going on. What's really going on is motherfucking these race representatives, or I would say representatives of the system of white supremacy, are out here killing our young melanated people that are unarmed with impunity. Ain't nothing happening to their ass. They ain't doing shit to them. Okay, hey, you got okay. One favor, cousin. Can you email me the books you mentioned tonight? Good night. Thanks, Johnny. Good night, James. All right, I will. I email either to you tonight or tomorrow. You know I'll be forgetting that shit. I don't never be checking that email, but I'm gonna email it to you though. I'm gonna email you some of the books because I know I'll be saying them so fast. It doesn't matter. Look, let me read this. So when it's black lives inside of the womb, you don't care. See, that's the problem. I don't give a fuck what is inside the room. I don't have time to be judging every melanated sister's pussy hole. Period. Because she can't afford it because of slavery, racism, white supremacy. That's what I'm worried about. So I don't got time to be like, oh, well, that's a black life. Look, man, yeah, black lives do matter, but you know what? It would matter more if they give us the money that they owe us so my sisters wouldn't be faced with going and getting an abortion because they can't afford their kid because, oh, that's right. They're in involuntary servitude and they gotta be a slave and make minimum wage and barely make it, so they can't even put their kids in the best of schools and everything and all this other bullshit. Why Caucasians are cheating still with the money and the white privilege and putting their kids ahead of melanated kids that have rightfully earned those positions at USC and all these other schools. Why the Full House bitch is cheating to put her kids into school. That's what I'm worried about. I don't got time to be worried about and policing every black woman's pussy hole. For real. And those are good questions, but I'm just gonna give you a raw and uncut answer. See, we be worried about horizontal issues as Dr. Claude Anderson teaches us. If you ain't got time to read this book, go check him out on Dr. Boyce Watkins' channel. He's on there every Thursday. Go check him out. See, I read the books. I listen to his YouTube, but I also read the book. So it's more of a synergy when I hear Dr. Claude Anderson talking because I can relate to what he's saying because I've read the books. So let me tell you this. We are so focused on shit that don't matter. Now, yeah, I'll get on my people like, hey, man, now y'all motherfuckers stop fucking and having all these goddamn kids and you can't afford them. That's why Dr. Francis Cress Welsing teaches us you should only have sex twice a week. Now, I know good goddamn well niggas is not going to do that. After a nigga get a couple of beers in his system, smoke a little weed, nigga get horny and want to fuck. I understand that. But I'm just saying, if you can't refrain from that, because that takes over your mind, that's all you're thinking about. You're not thinking about being an entrepreneur. And then you become a drone. You just want to fuck and go to work. Fuck and go to work. And that's it. So we got to get out of that mind frame. You know, but that's each one teach one. I can't, like I told you before, I can't go around and police every black woman's fetus and oh, that's a black, no, that's her conscious decision that she's gonna make with her God and her belief system. I don't have time to police that. I am pro-choice. So sorry, that's their choice. We got bigger fish to fry. It's really not about abortion. It's a hidden agenda that will be revealed later. That's a fact. It is about a hidden agenda. You know that. That's why, look, let me tell you something. Shawnee Brown, let me tell you this. I'll tell you this, Shawnee. I'm trying to hurry up. Hey, man, this numerology book is getting good. It's a good book. It's a very good book. But I can't wait to read Jordan Maxwell's book because I just read the intro and I was like, oh, this book gonna be cold. And after that, I'm reading Protocols to the Elders of Zion. And after that, I'm reading The International Jew. Then after that, I'm going to read Trans America. Then after that, I want to read The Economic Hitman. I got so many books that I got because I like to read them in congressions because I obtain a lot knowledge a lot better. You know what I mean? I can extrapolate the knowledge better when I read like books that kind of are in the same category. So that's why I can't wait. I can't wait to read The International Jew by Henry Ford, because you know they talk shit about him, and they damn near depleted all his stock for the Ford Motor Company because he got an award for Hitler for making those tanks and all this other shit. But them Jews act like they wasn't funding both sides of the war. The Rothschilds and all that, they was funding both sides of the war. Man, that's how they was able to create the Federal Reserve. That's still in power. That will never be removed. That's why they did not like Muammar Gaddafi and the gold dinar. He like, man, fuck that goddamn dollar. That shit ain't worth shit. It's backed by nothing. See, that's what we got to learn. We got to learn what the real game is. The Bohemian Grove, the Bilderberg Group, all these things tie into it. But at the surface is racism, white supremacy. People can say it's dumb. People can say, oh, you shouldn't be worried about that. I'm worried about it because I deal with it every goddamn day. So I don't give a fuck. Oh, well. And it's always a hidden agenda. Hey, man, think for yourself and do for yourself. I'm going to keep saying that, which means stop expecting people to hold your hand. Stop expecting people to feel bad for you. I'll tell you once, and I'll tell you again, and I'll keep telling y'all. I remember when Philando Castile got killed on Facebook, and motherfuckers run up to me, a part of the Dominant Society. Oh, my God, you see what happened? I said, man, that shit happened to black people all the time. And then motherfuckers left me alone because they knew good and goddamn well. Nah, man, get the fuck away from me. You don't care. That's just entertainment to you. That's entertainment, so why the fuck do you care? If motherfuckers really care, they go get a book and go read it. That's a fact. If you care, you go. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care if you've read 2 books. That's 2 more books than the average motherfucker you work with have read. I don't care if you read 1/2 of a book. That's 1/2 of a book than way more of the average people that you work with. Because the majority of these motherfuckers you work with, I don't give a fuck. They deaf, dumb, and blind. They walk in the assembly line. They believe what they see on TV. Especially the motherfuckers that be in the military. Oh, man, they get so mad when you talk about the military. Look, man, look, you can say that you're keeping our country safe, but what is there to keep safe if there's peace and love and tranquility and you doing things in decency and in order? But if you going over there and jacking people for their shit under the guise of liberation, then of course, then you got to have all this military. And they got you thinking that's a social engineering program. That's NLP. They got you thinking that you liberating other people. You ain't got no God-given right to go over something. But this is what the United States of America has been known for: jacking people for their shit and then stripping them of their culture and then giving them their culture and then acting like, oh man, what a great work we've done in Iraq, as they stole all the oil and all the resources that were over there in Iraq. Shout out to everybody that believed that war was all about Dick Cheney and Bush and Halliburton, that I got stock in, of course, because business is business. Going over there and jacking people for their oil and shit so they can make money. That's a fact. You better go watch the movie Vice. You've read a lot of books, bro. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? You know where I see myself in 10 years? In 10 years, I see myself running my own business. I see myself having roundtables and magnetizing people around me where we can basically have like a little book club and sit around and vibe off of each other. But I do see myself running my own business and dealing with my people and help to educate my people, and not just my people, anybody that want to know, really want to know what our struggle's about. Not motherfuckers that just want to be nosy. Don't come over here. Look, let me tell you something. And I'm not talking about educating motherfuckers that want to come around quoting some Tupac lyrics. Man, fuck out of here with all that clown ass shit. I don't want to hear that shit. That's entertainment. And I love Tupac, but people love Tupac because he was entertaining. They didn't love the message that he was bringing and how he was a Black Panther. And people equivalent the Black Panthers to a fucking radical black extremist group. So I don't want to hear that shit. I want to educate people that want to be educated about who we are, and not even just that. I want to help people. I want to help my people. I want to teach my people about predatory lending. I want to teach my people about, man, it's power in owning property, and it's power in reading, and don't look at it as being a nerd because you want to sit around and read. That's where I see myself in 10 years. I want to make a change in people's lives around me. I want anybody that's around me, that's ever been around me, be like, man, that motherfucker, man, he ain't lying. See, because I like to come raw and uncut. I don't want to come, oh, you want me to speak? You want me to be articulate? Oh, I can give you articulate. You know, Dr. Claude Anderson does teach us that we should practice group economics and we should go, oh, I could do all that. But nah, fuck all that. That doesn't reach our people. That doesn't resonate with our young folk. This is what resonates with our young folks. Hey, man, put a condom on, man, before you start fucking with these bitches, man. And stop having babies all everywhere if you not prepared for your sister to go to the courthouse. Don't have a bunch of kids and educate yourself and be an entrepreneur. You ain't got to go work no job because these jobs ain't meant for us anyway. They treat us like shit on the motherfucker and hide under the guise of diversity when diversity includes every person of color. That's why, you know, I don't like saying people of color because people of color, that includes the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, the Cubans, and all that. Shout out to Cuba. Shout out to Fidel Castro. If you melanated, you can go over there and be a part of the MD program and get your medical degree for free. So shout out to Cuba for that. But a lot of these Latin groups, they treat us like shit. That's a fact. And when it's something negative, oh, I'm not black. I'm Dominican. I'm Dominican. I'm not black. Oh, I Puerto Rican. Cuban. That shit. But then when it comes to dancing and the flyness, then a nigga know what it is. Educate your people. Each one has to teach one. Get on your financial game. Buy some stock. I was reading all day. Tomorrow I'll probably buy some more stock. Man, go buy Fatburger. Fatburger's $4 a share. Man, it's so many things. I'll be touching on that on Thursday. But hey, man, I went over by a lot. God damn. This is the No I Don't Know podcast. Hey, you hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. If not, it's all good. It's the fucking internet, man. You ain't got to agree. I don't want you to agree with what I'm saying. You know what I want you to do? Go get the books and read them. Go get them and read them. Fact check me. If I'm talking a bunch of shit, go get the book and read it. And prove me wrong, nigga. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening and subscribing. Shout out to the chat room. Hey, man, it's been lovely. It's been real. Hey, man, guilty, nigga. I'm out. Peace.